As a boy growing up in Noblesville, Indiana, David Boudia always knew he wanted to be an Olympic athlete. He just didn't always know in what sport.
In 1996, I was watching the Olympic Games with my family, and we're huge Olympic fanatics, so I can remember watching the opening ceremonies and just seeing the different events going on. I just remember how awesome it would be to represent your country on the biggest spectacle of sports. And so at that moment I told my mom I wanted to be an Olympian, and I tried a lot of different sports before diving. And when I found diving, I started progressing quite quickly.
Diving for Boudia presented its share of difficulties, most notably jumping 33 feet in the air for someone who's afraid of heights.
Well, when you throw a diver, especially a 12-year-old boy, up on a 3-story structure, they're going to be scared out of their mind. But that was something, it was a huge obstacle in my career. It was whether I could do this dive from 10 meter or I could make this dream and shut it out of my mind and go on to something else. And it came to the point where I was like standing up on the 2 meter. I was like, all right, so what am I doing now to get me to where I want to be in the future? And a lot of that, a lot of visualization in my mind, just seeing my dives all of the time, it just got me through that little spur. And that's what was a huge pivotal moment in my career.
Boudia made his Olympic debut in Beijing in 2008, but despite all of his success at a young age, he left the '08 Games yearning to accomplish more.
The experience in Beijing was definitely, it was a lifelong dream to be an Olympian. And when I was named to the team, I was just ecstatic because that was a dream of mine. But at the end of the Games, I looked back and it's so surreal to think about it. I had so many great moments, but afterwards I was not completed. I felt like something was missing, and so my attitude and my priorities and just outlook on the Olympic Games changed since then. And the past 4 years since coming to college has definitely been a real eye-opener, just taking on more responsibility and looking at what's important to me in life.
In the past 4 years, Boudia's fame has risen as well. So much so, New York City took notice.
Billboard in New York, it's crazy. When I saw my picture in Times Square, a huge billboard, it was kind of surreal. It was a sponsorship. TD Ameritrade is a huge supporter of me and the Olympic Games, and it was kind of neat. When we went to this photo shoot, we started shooting a lot of photos, and they said this is going to be on a billboard in Times Square, and it's kind of surreal to think of that.
In these past 4 years have also helped Boudia develop in the pool and out of it.
Well, being a Purdue student, it's definitely changed how I handle situations. Going into college, any student knows that time management is key. So definitely prioritizing what is right and what needs to be done and what responsibilities need to be taken care of before that, and just how I view things, it definitely looks a lot different. I didn't have much of a faith in 2008, and now my faith is definitely my rock and the most important thing into my life.
The United States hasn't won an Olympic medal in a diving event since 2000, and Boudia can only dream what it would be like to break that trend.
Well, I've closed my eyes so many times and pictured this moment of standing on the podium, and it gives me chills when I think about it. And it's definitely a huge goal of mine to be an Olympic gold medalist, but that's something that I have to put on the back of my mind and just focus on one step at a time on those process goals. And it's definitely going to be an amazing moment if that happens.
For Ball State at the Games, I'm Pat Boylan.